So this video might test the limits of my ability to engage my audience on video. This is going to be a topic that's maybe a little bit out of left field for some of you, but I think it's something that is really important. Not in a game changer sort of way, but just something that can be very useful when looking for opportunities to just incrementally improve website traffic, revenue from your website, things like that. So the context here is last week at NSAA, I talked about the value of getting close to certain things. So what I was talking about was AI and security, and just the fact that if we can spend more time with AI and understand what is possible with AI, then we can have those sort of possibilities in the back of our mind as we go throughout our days. And if that email comes in, just have that little thought in the back of our heads that says, this might not be who you think it's from, before we click, and just take that quick moment to verify before we do, things like that. But that concept of spending time with something to better understand it, better appreciate it, to better know what the possibilities are, is something that applies to lots of areas of our life, including marketing, including the thing I'm going to talk to you about today. Let me first preface this with just a little bit of a love note to search traffic. I love traffic that comes from search because it is so full of intent. When I get an ad or you get an ad in front of someone and you get them to click, 2 seconds before they were doing something else. They were trying to, find a new book to check out at the library. And then they saw your ad and I'll click on that. And now you're trying to get them to do something totally different. And so because of that, they don't convert as well as, say, search traffic, where that person was already looking for the thing that you're now wanting them to do, right? They're searching for Vermont lift tickets. They click on a link about Vermont lift tickets, and obviously a person like that's already in the mindset of doing something, already, this is a problem they're trying to solve, they're very, very likely to convert. And there are all sorts of little tiny bits of intent like that. There's this huge long tail of people that are searching for all sorts of random things that are relevant to your resort and the products and the experiences that you sell. And the place that you can find these opportunities is in Google Search Console. And that's what I want to talk about for a minute today. Getting a little bit out of left field. This is not something that people talk about frequently in resort marketing world. For whatever reason, SEO is just not one of those things we discuss a whole lot. But there are a lot of opportunities with SEO because of how much intent is in the traffic that comes from search. And Bing has their own search console as well, so you can do it with both. And I think you'll be surprised how much traffic comes from Bing and DuckDuckGo and some of the others that are out there. Google Search Console, what I would do if I were you is spend a little bit of time analyzing the most popular pages in terms of search traffic on your site. So the way you do that is you're going to go to the Pages tab on Google Search Console. It should be on the search results page to begin with, but you're going to go to the Pages tab and sort it by the number of clicks. And you'll want to turn on all the columns. Actually, let me turn on this last column, average click-through rate. You're going to want to sort of show all the columns and just find those 2 or 3 or 4 pages that get a lot of search traffic on Google, and specifically the ones that are likely to be leading to a conversion. So lift tickets or lodging or season passes, things like that. And then once you've clicked on the URL of that page, it's going to filter the entire data set based on only the performance of that page. So you can toggle back over to the Queries tab, and you can start to look at a few things. What I would do if I were you is I would look for terms, search terms, that have a lot of volume, but you rank poorly for. Maybe find 4 or 5 of those that have, if not hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of search terms every month or two. But you're maybe ranking 8 or 10 or lower, or even 4 or 5. The interesting thing about search results is that the further you go down the page, it's not like it drops off like, okay, 80% click this one and 85 or 75% click this one and 70. It's like it really drops off. It's almost a logarithmic scale. I've been in math for a while, but if you go from spot 2 or 3 or maybe 3 or 4 to 1 or 2, you're essentially going to double traffic from that specific search term. And so if you can find those ones that you don't rank super well for and go back to those pages on your website and just make a few changes to make sure Google knows that it's about those terms as well. Maybe it's a series of FAQs at the bottom, or maybe it's just writing your copy a little bit differently, or changing your title tags, or whatever. Just make some changes that tell Google, yeah, we are about this as well. Those little changes then get fed back into Google's algorithm, and you can start to rank higher for those things and increase traffic. And those little changes take, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes. But the difference can be this ongoing 15, 20, 100, 200, 300 more clicks a month from those terms, which turns into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 more conversions every month from those terms. Again, small things, but they can add up, especially if you can do that across 4 or 5 terms and 4 or 5 pages each. So again, Search Console is not the sexiest thing ever, but I would highly recommend marketers just spend a little bit more time with it to understand what data is there, how to read the data, make sure you've set it up correctly, look at their warnings and recommendations, see if there's anything you need to change, toggle over between web and change to maybe image search or video search to see how you're performing there, stuff like that. Again, not a super sexy one today, but it's genuinely, when I look at the wins that have added up and kind of snowballed for me in my marketing, they've often come from just a half an hour or an hour I've spent in Google Search Console looking for those little opportunities where I've got a page, it's ranking well for one thing, it's not ranking as well for other things, but with a few changes I can improve that. So that's all I've got for you today. Best of luck. Thanks.